Hey fellas, well, given how I've been playing it for the last couple of days, if I managed to procure it, now that I'm about 4 hours in, and having defeated two of the sisters, give my first impressions of Resident Evil 8. So, RE8, or more commonly, or as Capcom refers, RE Village mean his eighth main installment of the long-running franchise, coming out in time for its 25th anniversary, which picks up where the events of the previous game left off in 2017 with Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, which sees Ethan Winters being sent to the Village's shadows to find his young daughter Rose, and also discovers not only the followers of Mother Miranda, which include the Mad Heisenberg, and the ample Holy Dimitrescu, given how it's also her couch she spent much of the game in, and but also discovering that his regular Chris Redfield has only been really been juicing, but also has Broken Bad, and without spoiling too much, he takes on at least at the onset a bit more antagonistic role than he did in the past. If anything, it's at least more believable than like the rock punching he was in 5, especially 6. That's a bit much, even for me. Especially given all the other absurd stuff I'm into. Yeah. While the game is a bit more action-oriented than the previous one, it thankfully doesn't go too far in that regard. Hard like RE6 officially did, which basically trying to take one that's only based on atmosphere and horror with just enough action to complement atmosphere here into something trying to ride COD's coattails, when about as well as one would expect. It's basically the difference between giving you food loaded with spice and dousing it in so much sauce you can't even tell what you're eating anymore. Or so. And we'll see what's going to happen with RE-verse. I'm still really skeptical about it. Especially liking a character, the Duke, who is sort of a person who can get weapons, supplies from, as well as upgrades with all these enemies you kill, which are Lycans, and it definitely adds different flavor horror as well. I'll try to keep the food analogies to a minimum, but it's the first three games especially lean towards like the Romero kind of horror films, as well as other more obscure J horror films. And the last game definitely I got detected some vibes of kind of like a rural horror you'd see like in the 70s, like there was a Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Last House on the Left, and House of Rising with you. And this one definitely has, with the cast and animation encounter, sort of like a gothic horror vibe, like in the vein of the classic Universal and Hammer horror films. So yeah. On that note, compared to someone like Chris and Jill, who are specifically trained in these situations, or even Leon and Claire, and argument can also be made for Sheva, who are assigned different tasks but kind of grow into these kind of characters over time. And Ethan, I definitely see as something more of an everyman and kind of protagonist who's at the base of like something ordinary person just happening through an extraordinary situation. So like he's something like Indiana Jones or John Cleaner to Die Hard, where definitely he's someone who befitting action survivor that even through all this crazy stuff, you still kind of want to see him make it out alive. I mean, I have to guide him through the story. I mean, and have him by proxy guide you through the experience. I mean, it's man. And fortunately, hey, so I don't want to ruin my furniture, my undergarments. Just be making sure that it's a good thing that my restroom is not too far from my bedroom or my game room right now either. So, and it runs quite well on my PS4. I mean, it definitely would have enhancements on the Pro models, and obviously on the PS5, which I don't currently have yet. I mean, but much like RE7, and as well as the HD remasters and remakes of previous games, it's it's pretty stable. I mean, and able, and definitely the details definitely are some other title that's helping push the current generation consoles to their limits, as well as a good showcase for the new generation. If you can actually find one of them, I mean, at this point, hopefully, he, they'll have some restocks and soon, and especially with more stuff coming out. I mean, they are working on developing not only more content for this game, but I'm probably not gonna be touching that until I clear the main story, which is my policy, even for games I already have. It's like with Generation 8 and Smash, I had already logged extensive time into the base games, and so well, obviously I was going to opt in to more. But I had to say that this is one of the list of favorite installments of the franchise, and definitely one to keep playing, especially given like the next Capcom game I'll be talking about did not impress me nearly as much. But this will be a matter of another day. I have something a bit more pleasant in mind, and especially with I working my next Monday, as well as having like the Kaji and Smash stream for our Monday morning. So talk to y'all later. See y'all soon.